Okay, this is something I realized a few weeks ago. It's pretty much about video game addictions, and I want to say this. I don't believe in video game addictions. Every time I come up with an article, I just think of people that are just hating video game addictions because they have no idea why people play them. And this is back in my drawing class, and I was doing my drawings for my art show that is already open. Uh, and I looked at it, and I felt really pleased, and I really wanted to draw more. I mean, it's just something that I love doing. I love drawing. It's pretty much of an addiction, if I say like that. It's something interesting. I love drawing, and that brings me back to video games because I realized, I mean, I like video games too, and a lot of people thought I was addicted to them. So I challenged them for 40 days of me not playing video games, and I was able to succeed. Uh, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think I know why people play video games a lot. To the point where it's like addicting is because they like the feel of accomplishment. They love the feel that the video game gives them. Because if they're in, because in everyone's alive, they kind of feel kind of unaccomplished and sad and pathetic. But when you actually play a video game, it's just like you get this gratification, as in you're actually doing something more than what you do, and you feel like that you matter in your life. And this is for some people, not for everyone. Some people feel this way, and I'm pretty sure I know they're out there, but when they're playing a video game or doing whatever, they like that feeling, and it's just and you know, you get a euphoric feeling. Even let's say they don't feel that way, you get this euphoric feeling when you play a video game because it's just something that you work really hard and get from level 1 to level 10, and you work really hard, and then when you beat the game, you just get this euphoric feeling like, I just beat the hardest game ever. I'm so happy, and then you go on these message boards and they say I beat this game and it's epic and it was amazing, and sometimes you get, and sometimes it's not like that, and they get angry, but they still get that feeling. But and I've noticed is that most of those people that have not really opened their world to anything else, like because I would have been that way if I did not draw. Because the fact that I'm drawing and playing video games is just that both of them are giving this sense of gratification, as if I could give up video games easily than I can with drawing. If you tell me for 40 days of not drawing, I would break that in one day because it's I love drawing. It opens my mind, it opens my world, and it's really gratifying to see all these little lines on my paper just come into a full piece. It's kind of like going to level 1 to level 10. It's really this nice feeling, and I do really think I can't stop. And here's the thing, I don't think video games are a way of life. And that's the reason why people are addicted to them, is because they love that euphoric feeling. But and they haven't really opened their world to anything else outside of TV. They really have not went out. Like people could read a lot of, if they read a lot of books, they would have been addicted to books. They would have liked the euphoric feeling that books can also give you. Like books, like when reading a big book like Harry Potter, for instance. I never read Harry Potter, but I've seen them as pretty big books. And I can guarantee the reason why people keep going back to them is because they love reading those big books. And when they get to the end, they're just like, "Oh, this is amazing! This is the best book I've ever read," pretty much. And that's the one thing I think the game industry has over a bunch of people is that they love, the news stories that come out. They love the euphoric feeling. They just love the fact that there's a challenge there, and they want to beat that challenge. My challenge was for drawing that the whole semester is that I gotta get these drawings done. I gotta get this to look really good. I gotta get this to look like they are amazing, and that's the challenge I was faced, and I managed to topple those challenges. And that's the thing with video games and movies and all this other stuff that people love to do. And it gets to the point where it's like an addiction. I just wish people were like that instead of just thinking that video games are an addiction because it's an addicted substance, because it's not a drug. You don't, and it's not illegal. It doesn't do anything to the mind. It doesn't hurt you. It just makes you feel good about yourself. It does not make you dumb. It does not. No, you can't die from playing a video game unless you're playing World of Warcraft and not getting food. But that's the thing, is people love that sense. And I could go on and on with this topic of how video game addiction does not exist. It's the fact that people love the feeling of getting things accomplished. If they tried something else, then they would probably be addicted to that. They that's the thing, is it's not an addiction. It's just that they really like the feeling of being happy. I mean, if you like drawing, and I like drawing, am I addicted to drawing? Well, I kind of admitted in the beginning, but anyone could argue, oh, it's not an addiction because it's healthy to draw. But video games is an addiction because it does this to the mind. It influences you, and it doesn't influence me when I'm playing a game or I'm drawing. It doesn't influence me whatsoever. It just makes me feel happy and at peace, and pretty much opens your own little world. And that's why I wish people would stop saying video games are an addiction, because they're not. They're just a way of expressing yourself and getting that feeling. That's why we have gamer scores, trophies, all that stuff. That's the reason why we have that, is because we wanna like prove to everyone that, hey, I'm pretty good at this and I'm amazing. And it gets to that. It gets to that here and there. So that's all I have to say about that. Video games are not addiction. That is all.